Hello and welcome back to a special Brodeurland Storytime edition. Today I'm going to read one of my favorite stories I wrote just for you, titled Luke the Leaf. This story is a heartwarming story about a leaf named Luke persevering through the changing seasons of life as he faces challenges. Luke reminds us all of something very powerful, and it is this: that you are capable, you are strong, and you are worthy. You gotta believe in yourself. Don't let others bring you down, and keep moving forward so you can become that best version of yourself. Now, let me not get too carried away. I don't want to spoil the whole story just yet. Definitely not. So now it's time to dive in. It's time to allow our imaginations to come to life. So without further ado, let's open up this book and allow this story to begin. On each tree that you pass, at the park or at home, you will see many leaves as you walk and you roam. Leaves sway with the wind and drip water and rain. They are green in the summer and not one is the same. But no matter the shape or the size of a leaf, when fall comes around, their journey is brief. In the fall they dry up, and they also fall too. Most people would say, that's just what leaves do. On a large oak tree was a leaf named Luke, one that broke the norm, and they all called a kook. Luke was a good little leaf that never wanted to fall, even when rain made him heavy and the wind started to squall. Luke was very determined to never give up. I believe in my heart that I cannot let up. As the leaves started to fall, they would say, not to fuss, soon you'll be on the ground, just like the rest of us. But no matter the hardships or bad thoughts that made way, Luke always stayed strong, and to the leaves he would say, I know what you're saying, and I can hear you quite well, but I am meant for great things. I just know, I can tell. Now the leaves would all laugh and say, this is a joke. Leaves are meant to fall down off this big giant oak. But this one little leaf just stuck to his plan. He stayed sturdy and strong and tried to make his own stand. As the days turned to weeks and the weeks turned to months, all the leaves finally fell, except for this little one. All the leaves on the ground told Luke not to fuss, just fall already, like the rest of us. But more determined than ever, into the words that made way, he held his own ground, and to the leaves he would say, I know what you're saying, and I can hear you quite well, but I am meant for great things. I just know, I can tell. Then one afternoon, a wind roared through the trees, and our little leaf friend was blown with unease. He held himself high and made sure not to mope. He said, today is the day, and I must not lose hope. Luke hung by a thread after taking a toll when a couple arrived on an afternoon stroll. They stopped for a moment with the man on one knee. The girl shouted and cried and said yes with glee. With excitement and awe, the girl smiled and said, let's remember this day even after we wed. At that fateful moment, the man lifted his head. In the tree right above hung a leaf by a thread. He said, this little leaf hanging up in the tree, it shows patience and strength. Don't you agree? Then as the young couple left and brought the leaf home, they framed it and hung it in their first married home. Now with 20 years past and 3 fully grown kids, a party was thrown for their college-bound kid. They sat with their children, looked up at the frame where the leaf still hung for a story to reclaim. The father then said, for some 20-odd years, this leaf has been with us through the cheers and the tears. Now after the summer, your journey will start. Be patient in life and follow your heart. For when fall comes around and distractions set in, you must carry great hope as your journey takes wind. This leaf will remind you of the strength it will take to weather the storms and for the choices you'll make. Then the father smiled, and he took down the frame. He handed it over for his eldest to claim. So no matter the hardships or bad thoughts that make way, remember, stay strong, and to the skeptics just say, I know what you're saying, and I can hear you quite well, but I am meant for great things. I just know I can tell. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the story of Luke the Leaf. I hope that there's something that you gain from this story that you can start to apply in your everyday life starting right now. Because here's the deal. You're somebody. You matter. You're capable. Yes, you just got to go out there and start believing in yourself right now, right this second, because you have a purpose. You have a meaning for life, and you're meant for great things. And always remember, you make each day a special day by just you being you. There's no one in the whole world like you except you, and I like you just the way you truly are. It's good that you exist, but you got to go out there. You got to start believing in yourself. You got to persevere, be resilient, and know that you are meant for great things, just like Luke, and start blazing that trail forward so you, yes, you can become that best version of yourself. So until next time, Brodeur out. Peace.